Hello guys, and today we are looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 8 of this series, and in the last episode, we saw the red team have a civil war. We saw the Crimean team, or the Caucasian team, get into a war with the Belarusian team. We saw the pink team annexing this little yellow team's area in Kazakhstan. We also saw more exploration going out into Asia, and we also saw the red team invade this tiny country. If you guys enjoy this series, then make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and let's just get on with the scenario. So in the last episode, we saw the Persian team get into a war with the blue team and the gold team. Now this is very bad for the Persian team, because if you take out the handy dandy not that. Oh wait, never mind. If you take out the handy dandy, what do you call these? Get the rankings. You can see that the blue team is the number one. And then the gold Indian team is number 4. And then the Persians are all the way down in 8th. But but this is not only military. This is like overall. This is stability, economy, and military, population, and everything combined into here. So it's not really just military. And that's why Persia is below the Sandiks. Because if it was just military, the Persians would be if it was just military, the red team would be number 1, the blue team would be number 2, the Explorers Union would still be number 3, the Gold Indians would be number 4, then Caucasia would be number 5, then it would be Persia, then it would be the Sandiks, then it would be brown team. Let's just get on with the war, because I know everybody has been waiting for it. In this front, the Persians are making good work in this province right here. This province is very unpopulated, so they're easily strolling over it. But when they get to more of these areas, they're starting to slow down, because it is hard to invade a country's metropolitan area when it's the second biggest city in the world. The biggest is the red team. And in India, you can see the Persians taking out this major city. They're actually making good work of in this war. Something that's kind of bad is that their capital is literally right here. So I don't think they would just let their capital fall out their hands so quickly. And we can see the gold team pushing back the Persians to the border, and even making their way up into this province, surrounding this major city, and soon crippling it and capturing it. And the Gold Indians are the ones on the on their side that are taking the most land, because the blue team is actually falling behind a little bit on this. I don't know why. I really do not know why. But the red team sees an opportunity for this. They never really had a problem with the Persian team. They always just saw them as a chill guy and kind of friend. And so when they are invading their enemy, they take this chance to get their revenge for being one of the main factors of their demise. The red team mobilizes their army and starts sending troops into the blue team. Now, the red team has been kind of chill for the past few episodes, but they've been holding in their anger for so long, and now they find the perfect opportunity to invade the blue team. They go around provinces and start taking them, and soon the blue team seems like they're cooked. So they need a new ally to come in on this war. Now going back to the rankings, we can see that the next country that's on their side that could really help them are the Sandiks. Because, they're friendly with Europeans because they're like the Europeans, especially the brown team. They have like a kind of democratic. They are democratic, and they're not democratic because they're still monarchies, but they have lots of democratic values, and the blue team and the gold team, but all do have democratic values. So the Europeans, specifically the brown team, and the blue team and the gold team go hand in hand. But the brown team wouldn't really be able to help them because they're all the way in another continent. And so the blue team has to look to the Sandiks. Now at first the Sandiks don't really want to help because they just want to be chill. But after a few meetings of persuasiveness, the blue team finally gets them to join in on their side. And we can see green team troops making it in and starting to invade into the red team, taking these major provinces. This is one of their biggest provinces, I think. This one is probably the biggest. And the red team did not expect them to join in on this war, but as they had some troops nearby, they take them out of the blue team and starts retreating, especially in these areas that is not really that valuable. But the red team still holds out in some areas. But now the red team is able to push back the Sandiks because they are much stronger than them. They retake this major city, but they cannot seem to push them out fully, as the Sandiks are good at holding out. The blue team is making good work in pushing out the red team because these guys were kind of forgotten about because they didn't really have that much support behind them because the red team is focused on taking out the Sandiks. And in Africa, the Sandiks are taking this opportunity to invade in the red team, and this area is kind of left undefended. And they just go around the coast taking major cities until they get up to the main. And the red team finally starts pushing back. But they are not able to fully push them out. And the Sandiks are making some good work in this. Hopping back over here, we can see the blue team pushing back the Persians fully. And a new country is going to join in on this war. That country is going to be this green team. This green team has always not liked their dad or something, because their dad is the Persian team because they came from them. And they always hated how this panhandle was right here. And so they take this opportunity to invade in and start taking more land. But even though this country is like one of the newest countries, actually, well, it's not. Even though this country is not the oldest country, they still are making good work. They even fully take this province. In this front, you can see the blue team invading into the Persian team. And this is very good because it's the first time that the blue team actually made some gains. Going over into the eastern Persian front, we can see the Indians starting to kind of encircle this major city, and they do. And soon, these guys are not doing well. And soon, the Persian team is not doing well at all. They were just invading into them, but now they're getting pushed back lots in their own war. And the whole border of the gold team and the Persian team are fully filled with troops, and the gold team is making good work in pushing them back. And the Persians, they are no joke. Their army is good, and so they use their reserves in these areas to push back the gold team, and this actually goes very well. They make a counteroffensive and split this front in two, and they soon encircle it and take it over. They also push back these guys over here, and they push into this province and take it. And they also go into this other province and take some land. But now we need to look at how the world is going to react to this. Now Europe is devastated because they traded a lot with the blue team and the red team and the Persian team maybe, and so it's kind of hard on the rest of the world, especially the Turkish countries, because now with the stopping of supply by the red team, they're kind of getting crippled because for many of these countries the red team was a major supplier of them, so it is kind of hard on them. But the blue team is making good work because they don't want to lose all their money, and they want to get this war over with already, even though they were the ones who basically started it. They get so close to the capital that the Persian leader has to evacuate to their backup area, which is this capital, this city. But they are able to push back the blue team a little bit more, and they are also able to push back the green team. And the Persian team, as I said, they are no joke. They are nothing to be messed with. And yeah, you can see that because they have 1, 2, 3 countries invading, and they're still holding up very well. But let's get back with the war, because I know you guys love the war. And the gold team is able to push into the Persian team a little bit more, while the red team is starting to cut down on the Sandiks because they are much stronger. And still in this area, they are not able to push them out. But we can also see another country getting involved in this war, and that country is the red team. The red team has always been kind of the gold team's sidekick, and they've always never really denied it. They don't really hate it. They don't really hate the fact. And so that's why they're joining in on this war, because they can see them getting some reparations from the Persian team from this, and to just increase their relations with the gold team, so they can just get in on any conflicts or anything they get on in the future. The blue team is putting in lots of work in this area, and they kind of just help out the green team and taking back some land, and that increases their relations a little bit. And the blue team is just absolutely decimating the Persians, because the Persians, they didn't really make any defenses. They only got military. So that's why they're getting easily run over. Even though there's mountains right here, the mountains aren't really helping you. They're making it harder for you to defend. And the blue team is making a large spearhead. They capture this major city. And the Persian team is starting to get a little rebellious. And in the inside of the Persian team, some groups are going to split away. Some groups in the bottom area, where the most trading is going on, the more richer areas are starting to break off from the Persian team, and these areas are starting to gain traction because these areas are more richer than the rest of the country, so they feel like they're better than them, and they feel like they got dragged into this war when people really didn't want to. The orange team, Persian team could have just negotiated, but they didn't, and they got really riled up, and that's why they got into this war, and it made the whole entire country kind of riled up because they did not want to get in on this war. All they wanted to do is just keep making money, because if they did, they would probably get more money. If they weren't so aggressive with trading, they could probably get money. But something bad is going to happen. The red team is starting to get funded, starting to get stuff thrown at them, money thrown at them. And they're like, who is doing this? The person who's throwing money at them are anonymous. And with that money, they can just take back all their land from the Sandiks. They can even start to invade more into the Sandiks. And with this money, they can invest in better weapons and better people. And they are making their way to the capital. Because the Sandiks, they're kind of exhausted. They've never been in a war before. This is their first war. And they don't really know how to fight a war. They did good work, but when you're fighting the second strongest country in the world and you're the seventh, that doesn't really work out. They get to the bridge. They get to a crossing and they cross it. They make it onto this area, and they're right up on the doorstep of the capital. The Sandik army was all up here, and there was some over here, and there was a little over here. And the red team, they just used that money that they got to blast through there. And when they knock down the door of the Sandiks, the whole shed is going to crumble down. Because when you take out their main defenses, they cannot really defend anything anymore. And so the major city, or the capital, is encircled. And the siege begins in the night. And after this, the Sandiks are going to surrender. They really see no more point in this war. And this is going to be very, 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 very bad for the blue team. The red team is scary enough by not even being able to get kicked out of here. But when they take out a whole country out of the war, then that is going to be terrible for them. While that is happening, the Persians are still getting kicked, and their capital is getting closer and closer to being taken, because they're literally in the province. And the Indians want some more land out of the peace treaty, so they go in, and they just follow the province lines, and they take this whole province back. They take this province back. And the Persians, they don't really have priorities. They're just sending everyone wherever, because they just do not want to collapse. And this is really bad for the Persians, because when you don't have a good system of defending, countries can just do stuff like this. Because their defenses, they set up defenses after the war started, but it was already too late. The whole country is going to come down. Even the rebels are taking extra land that they really don't need, because these lands are kind of poor. And they take all of this and all of this. And soon after that, the blue team's army rushes into outskirts of the city. They encircle the capital, and soon the Persian team's capital has been taken. And after that, now there is so many troops rushing in with little to no defenses, because after the capital comes down, communication is brought down, and there's no more leading. It's basically just everyone for themselves. People pillage rich people's houses in the country. Like, the blue team doesn't pillage rich people's houses. And they start to take more land. The rebellion even takes more land. And after this, the Persians surrender. The red team sends an ultimatum to the blue team saying, you have to give up Qatar and the UAE and let us take some land out of the Sandiks, and we will sign a peace treaty. And the blue team, being so exhausted from this, they say yes. And the red team is going to get what they want. Now let's look at a peace treaty. So here is what the peace treaty is going to end up looking like. If it's a little too overwhelming, then I'm going to go over it. So let's go. Starting in Persia, we can see Persia getting stripped down to this little area. We can see this purple team getting, becoming a country, and this orange country that was fighting becoming a country. We can also see the gold team taking this whole area. We can also see, as we saw the red team try to persuade, we saw the blue team giving up Qatar and the gold team. We can also see the red team taking some land out of the Sandiks. Let me get the capitals in to make this area look a little bit more alive. These are all the capitals. The Persian team, they take their capital and they move it right here, just to get rid of the threat of the blue team taking it. That's going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.